Hello, number ones, and welcome to Metatron's Academy. What are the top 10 coolest writing systems? We ask Connor Quimby. I haven't got a clue who this is, but nice question. So without further ado, let's see what he thinks, and let's see if we agree. However, in the subtitle, he says, do not take this video seriously, so I think we are in for some fun.
Top 10 coolest writing systems. Now, I should note what I mean by coolest writing systems.
Yeah.
By coolest, I mean scripts that I think look neat
Of
and
course.
are actually usable without too much effort. Number 10 is the
Without too much effort means he's not going to do anything like Japanese, Chinese. I'll have to make my own. Today we're watching. Next time you see a title like this, that's my own. Okay, so what's this one?
Gothic alphabet. Do you like usable without too much effort? Number 10 is the Gothic alphabet.
Gothic,
Do you like
wow.
Eastern Europe? Do you like the Germans? Well, then the Goths are perfect for you. The Gothic alphabet was largely based off of the Greek alphabet, as it was originally used to write the Bible. The creator of the script, Wulfila, didn't want to use runes as they were seen as pagan and also wanted to help integrate the Goths into the Greco-Roman culture. The Gothic alphabet includes a few really cool characters like Huer for the sound hua and our old buddy Thorn. The Gothic alphabet has a very nice aesthetic, and I wish it was still...
It actually does. Like, look at this plate here on the left. Man, that looks really... I like the little accents here. I don't know if they're chapters or whatever, or names.
used today in some form or another. For these reasons, Gothic gets number 10 on our list. Number 9 on this list is Katakana. I will admit, as someone who is studying Japanese, I'm very biased because Katakana is significantly simpler than hiragana and kanji.
Actually, well, yes, it is definitely significant, monumentally, can't even say it. In fact, give it justice of how much easier it is compared to, kanji. But hiragana is universally regarded by every student of Japanese as easier to write and memorize than katakana. So if that's not the case for you, that's perfectly fine. Oh, maybe it's a joke, though. Wait, he did say not to take it seriously. Let's see if he let's see.
Katakana also looks significantly less like spaghetti than hiragana, but
which makes it worse.
My main two reasons for liking katakana so much to put it at number 9 on this list are that it is used to write Ainu and that it can be used to write my name. Number 8 is the...
Okay, well, that's fine. So he wasn't joking about that. All right, so it's fine that to him it's easier because at the end of the day it can be subjective. If you like more squared things, maybe there are reasons as to why you're more passionate about katakana than hiragana as the syllabic alphabets, if we want to call them that. And the reality is, though, that objectively, majority of students think hiragana is easier than katakana, me included, when I was a student.
The Anglo-Frisian runes, also known as Futhorc. Futhorc is really cool because it invites nostalgia to the days when English was a good language. I'm sure many of you wish we could go back to Old English, or, of course, a developed form like Frisian is today. Futhorc runes
I do think Old English or Anglo-Saxon sounds amazing.
Were also much more accurate to English pronunciation than the Latin alphabet spelling has become. Most of the letters from the English-Latin alphabet that were eventually dropped came from the runes originally, which is kind of sad because the runes are awesome. They get number 8 on this list. Number 7 is the Brahmi script. The Brahmi script, formerly called the stick figure script, is the ancestor of many of the scripts of South Asia and Southeast Asia, as well as our numerals today. Now, this is a subjective marker, but I think it looks really cool, and it deserves to get number 7 on this list, especially because there's nothing else on India in this video. Number 6 on this list is Armenian. Armenian looks super awesome. It's got a loopy vibe. It's got some cool...
I've never seen Armenian written, so this is a great opportunity. I want to thank the creator of the video for bringing this to me because it's cool to see.
Cool characters, and it also has a hilarious amount of glyphs that look like Latin glyphs and are pronounced completely differently. Take these, for example. This is the character for G. This is E, and this is E. This is O. This is Ma. These are Sa, Ta, and So. And this is U. Since we're halfway through this video, I think it's appropriate that I relay my gratitude to my Patreon supporters. With special thanks to Kiranik, Albert Jones, Agmashwa, Obfuscopple, Pirate, Benny, Eden, and Acorn. If you enjoy my videos and would like to help out the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon or subscribing if you haven't already. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is the ancient South Arabian script. It's kind of like how runes got replaced by the Latin alphabet, except the ancient South Arabian script got replaced by the Arabic script. The ancient South Arabian script did, however, survive in Ethiopia, where it eventually became the Gez Abugida, which...
Look at this. Man, there is something with me and accents. I just love it. Even when my wife does her nails and she gets one accented nail, I think it looks amazing. It is something about accents. Maybe that's why I like Mirror's Edge so much.
Was used to write various Nilo-Saharan and Afro-Asiatic languages. The ancient South Arabian script gets number 5 on this list because I don't want to be seen as ethnocentric. It also does...
What the fuck?
look pretty cool. Number 4 on this list goes to the Canadian syllabic systems. On top of having the cutest glyphs ever, like seriously, look at this, and the fact that rotation
I'm not a fan.
of the glyph changes the sound, which is super cool. The Canadian syllabic glyphs were originally based off of Devanagari, which is a daughter script of Brahmi, which we talked about earlier in this video, which I think is awesome. The Canadian syllabary can be modified with baby letters and diacritics so that it's compatible with pretty much every single native Canadian language. Also, as I mentioned earlier, it looks awesome. Number 3 on this list is also an indigenous script of North America, Cherokee. So you know how Armenian was a mess when it came to...
Man, I swear. I should start learning more American Indian or Native American history, like the actual tribes and how they are distinct, the different linguistically. That could be an interesting series, wouldn't it? Let me know if you like the idea.
Characters looking like Latin alphabet characters. Yeah, Cherokee is even worse. Cherokee is a syllabary invented by Sequoia, and he based it off of not only the Latin alphabet, but also Greek, Cyrillic, and Glagolitic. They are not used to represent the same sounds at all. For instance, here's a letter A, E, U, O, Gi,
Oh my
Go, Gu, Gon.
I wonder why they do that though. Like, doesn't that make it so much harder that I see an A and I'm supposed to pronounce it go?
He, Hu, La, Lo, Lu, Me, Mi, Mu, Na, Ni, No, Que, Se, Si.
Que is pretty cool though. I'll admit that. Looks like a butt.
Son, Ta, Di, Do, Du, Tle,
The S is do?
Li, Tlon, So, Won, Ye, Yu, Yon. Now, as you can see, Sequoia basically didn't do the assignment and just copied his classmates' work, which I find really funny, so I'm giving Cherokee number 3 on this list. Number 2 is Ogham. Ogham is awesome primarily because it was written on the sides of rocks, bottom to up, left to right. It was used to write primitive and Old Irish so that non-Irish and non-Ogham readers wouldn't be able to understand what the Irish were writing.
That's actually a common denominator with a lot of scripts. Because at the end of the day, initially, at least as a form of divination, there will be also ceremonial aspects to it, meaning like religious aspects to it, trying to predict the future and whatnot. But the reality is that a lot of the time, script is technology. We sometimes don't think of it as technology because when we think of the word technology, we think of computers, microtransistors, and that kind of stuff, chips. But the reality is that, yeah, there is such a thing as Stone Age technology, and that's not just a flint axe or a spearhead for combat or hunting, but it's also writing once we reach the historical, because of course prehistory there is no writing, but that's what I was saying, like a flint axe is Stone Age technology. But writing is also a form of technology. And then what do people do? Usually people in power, when they gain a new technological advantage, they use it either to conquer new land or to make sure that they can continue to have their hegemonic power and control and subdue the local population. So even in ancient China, who could read? The emperor, but mostly like the mandarins and the people of power. In Egypt, it's not like the Egyptian population could read the hieroglyphs. They didn't have a clue. It was the priests, it was the scribes, because it's a form of power. And then, as is explained here, you can say something, a secret message and that kind of stuff.
It also has, hands down, some of the coolest looking glyphs I've ever seen. Truthfully, they just look like tally marks, but I still think they look amazing, and therefore Ogham gets number 2 on this list. Here are some honorable mentions before we get to the coolest writing system. Maya, Hangul, Mongolian, and Sinhala. Now, the number 1 coolest writing script in the world, used in Japan until the early 20th century, is a term for the hundreds of variant forms of hiragana used together, known as hentai-gana.
That was a joke. Hentai-gana. Pretty good video though, but do we agree? I think I should probably make mine, but I think one major characteristic will be that to me, if I'm making a top 10 list of the coolest languages, and I'm doing it seriously, difficulty would not be a factor. Because I'm saying that they're beautiful or cool, but of course, if I want to make a list about the easiest to learn scripts, that's a different discussion. Let me know if you want me to make that video, and until then, thank you for joining Metatron's Academy. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.